Nathan and Ben, hello, my name is Beth, and I am a rising senior taking the LSAT Flex for the first time in July. I took y'all's advice and registered for the July instead of the June because I just didn't feel ready when the deadline came around. However, I'm still feeling wildly unprepared. Not just in regard to taking the test, but also financially. This is eating me up. I am a good student and a hard worker. I have a 3.9 GPA. I have had 2 or more jobs during college. I'm writing an honors thesis, and I've been dedicated to my campus involvement. I've served as a tutor, tour guide, and orientation leader, and the president of our pre-law fraternity. I held an internship in a DA's office, and I am positive I want to be an attorney. Parentheses, does any of this even matter when I apply? You want to
Yeah,
start with that?
yeah, it matters. I mean, part of it doesn't matter as much as your LSAT and your GPA. Well, you did mention your GPA, but it still shows a seriousness, an ability to juggle a lot of shit, which attorneys and law students have to do. But really, the stuff that's going to matter is the fact that you did all of this, not necessarily any one thing is going to stick out. I don't think. I think it's more just, look, I could handle a lot of things.
The um, the president of the pre-law fraternity plus the internship in the DA's office gives her the evidence needed to support her conclusion that she is positive that she wants to be an attorney. You know, that
Yeah.
claim, I'm positive I want to be an attorney. Well, we get people who say, when I was 3, I wanted to be an attorney, and that's just bullshit. Like, we don't care about that. That's, you didn't know, 3-year-olds don't know what, kindergartners or whatever, don't know what attorneys do. But you've actually worked in a DA's office. You were the president of the pre-law fraternity. You are demonstrating to the school a track record of you've been focused on this stuff. You have a better idea than many other applicants what you're getting yourself into, and all that matters.
Yep.
The 3.9 matters more, and the LSAT matters even more than that. So you have an opportunity, Beth, in front of you to demonstrate to the schools. You've already been doing it with your work experience and with your, all your extracurriculars and with your grades, most importantly. You've been
Mm-hmm.
demonstrating to the schools that you have the seriousness of purpose, commitment to this whole thing that it really takes to be a lawyer or
Yeah.
to be successful in law school and to be a lawyer. It's a
Yeah.
great start. Now you just have to do that same thing, except for with the LSAT. And then you're going to be an excellent applicant. Like, you're going to be a standout applicant if you get the right LSAT score. With a
Yeah.
3.9, she could get into literally any law school, right? It's like, I
Any
don't
law
even
school.
care where you went to college. I don't care what your major was. Just show me a 170, and now we're like in business at the top
Mm-hmm.
14,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling this is going to take a dark turn, though, because she seems stressed out.
Yep.
I say all of this to preface my question and explain why the thought of taking a year off is crossing my mind. Which, by the way, I mean, do it.
Yeah. It sounds like this is going to be a big problem. It's not a problem. It's a great thing.
Complete no-brainer. If you
Yeah.
think you should maybe take a year off, yes, take a year off. You're
I
still in undergrad. Take 2 years
there's
off.
there's this underlying principle you have to understand. When you answer a logical reasoning question, we're telling you to slow down, understand it, and own it. That's true in logical reasoning, reading comp, and games, and it's also true in life. Just slow down, get it right,
Yeah,
and then fucking kill it. Like, I
yeah.
can't imagine rushing into this process with a 159. I don't know what score you have right now,
Uh,
but like a 165 even, and you're going to sell yourself short when you could go for free to a top program and have all the options open to you.
Dude, even if it's 2 years off,
Mm-hmm.
finish up with your 3.9 See if you can turn that into a 3.95 in this, she says she's a rising senior, so she's got a full
Yep.
year of grades ahead of her.
Yep.
We want straight A's your senior year.
Yep.
Take all the time you need to get the correct LSAT score, to open the door to the top 14 law schools with a scholarship. You're going to need a 170. But this is the type of person that with a 170, she could potentially get admitted to Harvard and then turn Harvard down to go to Michigan instead, to get a full ride to Michigan and a $10,000 a year stipend.
Yep.
And if she applies with a 160 instead of a 170, none of that happens. She doesn't
Nope.
even get admitted to Michigan. She could get a scholarship still to some regional school, but she's got, with those grades, she's a legit contender for the top 14. And so there's absolutely no reason she should be rushing into this. And if it means she has to take 2 years off or 3 years off, I don't care. There's no law school's still going to be there.
You
Anyway,
never know what will happen. Yeah.
kids, it's the irony. Time passes slower for younger people. And maybe that's why younger people are always in such a damn hurry, is because they feel time takes forever. And it's like, I got to get moving or something.
A year. I can't wait another
A whole
year.
year. And then when you're our age, a year is like, oh, you mean yesterday? You mean like
Yeah.
absolutely not even a thing? Like wait another year? Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine.
That's how it's been this summer too. I always felt like summer was longer, and it's like now it's like, wow, it's July, it's gonna be August, it's gonna be over. I don't know.
Time will pass faster and faster the older you get, but I don't know that actually makes sense to a younger person. As far as advice wise, that might make them feel even more like they have to hurry, because time will go faster later. And I don't know, but it's the difference between going to law school when you're 21 or when you're 22 or when you're 23 or when you're 24 or when you're 27 for that matter. It makes no difference whatsoever in your long-term life. It's just not,
Nope.
it's not even that shouldn't even be a consideration.
Yeah, we're not in the tech field in the sense that you need to drop out of Harvard like Mark Zuckerberg and catch this wave or miss
Right.
out. This is an old
Yeah,
established
right.
field.
Right. Yeah. And it's also not like, but I have to go to law school now because there's changes that need to be made in our system. And it's important that I do it right now. Well, you're going to feel that exact same way. Like literally every single person who works in politics, I've never not heard them say, this election right now is the most important election ever.
Yeah.
That's always the case. Everybody who works in politics thinks that, always. And I'm sure if you'll, whatever, we have no idea what Beth's career goals are, but if she has some people she wants to help or whatever she wants to do, that'll always be there.
Yeah.
And the law firms will certainly always be there. The law schools will certainly always be there. And there's just, what difference does it make, Beth, if you practice law for 30 years or you practice law for 31 years? Or you practice law for 29 years. This is the beginning of your legal career, and you really want to start it off on the right foot. That means go to the right school at the right price. And you don't do that by rushing.
Yep.
Anyway, it is not, okay, the taking the year off. It's not because I am unsure of this career path or because I am not capable of doing this. It's just that I want to do this right. When COVID came around, every aspect of my life became harder. Parentheses, I know, Crimea River, it did this to everyone. This made my once hectic but manageable schedule very difficult to juggle. I fell behind on my studying. I know I can still make a good score, but I want to make a great score. This past semester, I began receiving many scholarships, and I will be taking out 0 loans for my senior year. and was able to spend $0 on my LSAT fees and prep, double exclamation point. I have gotten a taste of what they will give me, and now I want more. I want to go to law school for free or next to free. Love all that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like you're doing it right. You're starting to get rewarded for it. Now you're getting greedy and you want even more. Good. Good. All right. Now that I have given you both my train of thought, my question is, what are the consequences of taking a year off? Will my letters of rec expire? Will it look
No.
bad once I apply? My parents act like it is the end of the world. I want to take this time to save money for school, my rent, and living expenses, as well as rock the LSAT and get the highest score possible. However, the thought of not starting law school until the fall of 22 pains me, as does the thought of living at home for a year. However, I feel like I am in a car speeding down the highway at 200 miles per hour. Would it be terrible to step on the brakes? Thank you for reading my dramatic email. Sincerely, Beth. Man, if you're really going 200 miles an hour, I think it might be too late to step on the brakes.
Hmm.
Or if you do, you better do it very gently.
Yeah.
Um, People's parents need to chill out. People's parents need to listen to the Thinking LSAT podcast.
I'm surprised that her parents you wonder where people get these notions. Like what is driving that? What philosophy did her parents adopt growing up that, next, keep going, got to go to the next thing.
They
Maybe they're
want to keep
worried
her
about
they want to keep her on
yeah.
the right track. They think that school is good. They think that this is the inevitable next step for her. They don't understand the law school admissions game for sure. They have,
Yep.
they either they're not lawyers or they are lawyers, but they went to law school 30 years ago before the game was what the game is. Beth, uh, play this segment for your folks. Honestly, have your dad call me, have your mom call me. Like I'm happy to try to talk people out of making stupid decisions about law school. And if they're pushing you into this, they are really pushing you down the wrong path. I'm happy to talk to people's parents about this shit. It's
Hmm.
like, hey, listen, she's going to get 10 points higher on the LSAT. And when she does, she's going to get $100,000 more in scholarships, or she's going to get herself into an elite level school that she can't get into with her current level. She absolutely should take another year off
Yeah.
and get the
How
very
many
best score she
how
can.
many kids her age can make 100? Actually, it's really more than 100.
Right,
It's like 150,
right,
$200,000 in 1 year's time.
right.
Kids these days at your age, most do not do that. Most people don't do that. So,
Yeah, I mean, she might right now, who knows, just putting, let's say she right now with a 160, she could get into a mediocre school like Hastings,
mhm.
and she could go there and pay full price to a
Yep.
mediocre school, a regional school. And or she studies for another year, she improves her LSAT score by 10 or 15 points, and she ends up getting a stipend to go to Michigan.
Hmm.
It's like
Which would
that's
then also lead to other
that's what I'm
opportunities.
saying. It's like not only the full tuition, which is worth 150 grand, but the $10,000 a year stipend that schools like Michigan will pay for truly exceptional applicants. Not only that, but the career opportunities that Michigan will afford you that the likes of Hastings just simply will not,
Hmm.
which is worth untold amounts of money, right? Like potentially millions of dollars.
Yeah. I have a theory here. I could be wrong, but my oldest son tends to underestimate how long things will take.
Hmm.
And I kind of am closer to him.
Okay.
And in sense that I'm always like, oh yeah, like I have to get somewhere. It takes literally 22 minutes to get there. So I leave 25 minutes before. And then, things take longer to get out of the house. And then I'm like, shit. And I'm like racing and I'm there like 3 minutes late. This always fucking happens to
Cutting
me.
it close. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but I'm always, it's because my head, there's like something that like underestimates how long it will take. My second son, he always overestimates by like threefold.
Mm.
So if I just take whatever 2 times they give me and I average them, it's about how long it'll take plus a little bit of extra time, right?
Uh-huh.
It's just like just right. So I wonder if Beth, given her 3.9 and all the stuff she does in her life, I wonder if she overestimates how long things will take, which is why she feels like she's speeding down the highway and she's like,
Mm.
whoa, I need way more time. And her parents are used to this. And they're like, just chill out, just go. Like you're giving yourself way too much time. Where in reality, look, a year might be too much, but you only have two options, right? Either go now or go in a year. And so go in a year, because maybe it only takes you 6 months to get to that score that you want. And you have an extra 6 months, but it's so much better to be ahead than to be behind,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning of your career.
Yeah. Let's work backward. You know, if she was going to start in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
ideally she's going to have her applications in the fall of 2021, which means she starts taking the LSAT no later than early 2021,
Mm.
which means, you know, I don't, she's not, it's not even like she's ridiculously early
Yeah.
for that. I think, Beth,
Yeah.
that it seems to me that like the ship might already have sailed. I mean, it sounds like, you know, she's looking to force in, she's signed up, she says she signed up for July. Well, I guess maybe she took it, right? Because we just had the July flex. But
Mm-hmm.
um, Beth, there's absolutely no reason not to continue studying for the LSAT. A little bit at a time is fine. You know, an hour a day, most days, you should be making progress. Keep your grades up, keep chipping away at the LSAT studies. A little bit every
Mm.
day for a long time pays off on the LSAT. Like you should easily be able to get to perfect logic games that way. If you just do kind of a game a day for 6 months,
Yeah.
eventually you're going to be badass at the games.
Yeah.
And, you know, LR and RC will fall into place as well. You take the official LSAT. You know, you don't need to take the official LSAT this fall. You already took it once, whatever. You can push that off now. Keep your grades up. Shoot for the official LSAT this coming spring and summer, and have all your ducks in a row to apply at the very beginning of the next cycle. You'll already have offers. This is the thing that she probably doesn't really realize either. If you apply in September of 2021, you will have offers in September or October of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, you'll be living at home. Yeah, you'll be taking a year off, but you'll know where you're going to school,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or you'll have offers to compare. You'll be in the negotiation process. It's going to all just be here before you know it anyway.
And then once you know where you're going by the end of 2021, you'll be able to start deciding where you want to live. You can start preparing for your first year. If you want to do that, read Getting to Maybe How to Excel on
Mm,
Law School Exams. Just go into law school and know what's going on and beat everybody that first semester, which again
yeah,
is an important semester in terms of grades.
super important for
I
your
don't,
whole
it's
career. That
just,
first semester is so important.
it's such a bummer to sell yourself short.
Yep. Um, as far as letters of recommendation, no, they will not expire. If you do something really interesting in your gap year, you could always, or I guess in your senior year, more like, if you do something really interesting over this next year and you want to get an updated letter from somebody else who you've met, great, but you don't need to. If you're going in with academic letters, that's totally fine. Um, yeah, I may, you know, and the living with your parents thing, I get that. Like that can definitely suck for someone in their 20s, but or someone older than 14. That can definitely suck to live with your folks. But maybe if they realize that, you know, you apply in September and you start having offers rolling in September and October, and they know, oh, okay, she's going. You know,
Mm-hmm.
once they see the inevitability of it, then maybe they'll lay off a little bit. But otherwise, yeah, have them call us.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
anything more for Beth?
No, thanks for
Okay.
writing in. Good luck.